the last lecture, we were discussing classical realist thinker Thucydides, who wrote sometimes before the start of the Christian era, who basically believed in power politics, who believed that the most important objective of all states is security and survival, but who also believed that all states are not equal, and he believed that justice consists in adapting state behavior to their relative strength and relative weakness. So that was Thucydides. The next important thinker in the classical realist tradition was Machiavelli. Machiavelli, very much like Thucydides, also is concerned with the survival of states. So, according to him, the main objective and main concern of all states is survival, is security. He believes that human nature is mainly determined by two qualities, that of strength, and the other is cunningness and deception. So, just like humans, states are also guided by power or strength on the one hand, and deception and cunningness on the other hand. Power and strength, he believes, is the characteristic of lion, whereas deception and cunningness is the characteristic of fox. And these two qualities, he believes, are or should be the qualities of all rulers, and they should guide the foreign policy of all states. So, power and deception. Of course, he believes, Machiavelli believes, that the supreme political value which guides all states is national freedom or independence of states from each other. So, survival, security, freedom, independence are the core concern of all states. And the main responsibility, according to Machiavelli, of all rulers is to achieve security, survival, and to protect national independence and freedom of the state. He believes that while talking about survival, he believes that rulers should be astute, should be crafty, should be ruthless. If the need of the time is to adopt ruthless policy, disregarding any private morality, then the ruler should not hesitate to adopt a policy which is ruthless. The promotion of interest of the state is paramount, and in order to achieve the national interest, the states can take recourse to threats, they can take recourse to ruthless policies. The states need to be aware of both the dangers as well as the opportunities. He believes that in the anarchic system of states, dangers are lurking everywhere, and unless the prince, the ruler, is intelligent, unless he has a clear understanding about the situation, he will not be able to gauge, to understand the dangers which are lurking all around. So he should be intelligent enough to understand the dangers. But Machiavelli also believes that there are opportunities, and the rulers should never hesitate to uh, use every opportunity to increase their security, or to increase their power also. So, intelligent calculation of power and state interest is something which should guide the action of all states and all rulers. Machiavelli comes out with a clear-cut advice to rulers, to the prince, or to state leaders. He says, be aware of what is happening. You should not be taken by surprise. What is happening around you? Uh, if your neighbors have evil eye on your territory, if they want to threaten your security or to take advantage of your weakness, leaders should be aware of it. They should anticipate the motives and the actions of other states, especially their neighboring states, and they should adapt their own actions in accordance with the action of other states. They should not be taken by surprise. Uh, they should not wait for others to act. In fact, they should take preemptive action so that the other cannot surprise them and undermine their security or their national interest. He talks about preemptive war, uh, just as he also talks about the ability of rulers to exploit every opportunity to maximize their security and also to maximize their national interest. In his advice to leaders and rulers, uh, Machiavelli says that morality or moral maxims are politically irresponsible. They are not a very intelligent guide to action of states, of nations. States and nations should not be guided by maxims of individual morality. They should not be guided by private morality, because uh, the fate of the people, of the citizens, that depends on the fate and the action of the rulers. So, state survival, state security, state prosperity or citizens' prosperity, these are the norms which should guide the action of states and their rulers, who should not be guided by private morality. So, he makes a distinction between private morality and public morality, or morality of the rulers. Uh, Another important thinker, realist thinker, was Thomas Hobbes. And we know how Thomas Hobbes, contrary to another important English thinker, John Locke, about whom we talked about in our discussion on liberalism. John Locke, who believed that while individuals are guided by self-interest, individuals can be competitive, but they can also be cooperative, and they can see beyond their limited self-interest and think about the larger good, the common good. Contrary to Locke's idea of human nature, uh, Thomas Hobbes has a very negative view of human nature. He believes that individuals are selfish, they are prone to conflict. He talks about a state of nature, and a state of nature is a state of war of all against all. Because all individuals are guided by their selfish interest, individuals who are egoistic, and they try to maximize their own interest, disregarding the interest of others. So that leads to war of all against all. In this state of nature, in this state of war of all against all, life is obviously at a constant risk. There is a constant fear of being killed by others, and therefore the individuals they decide to create a sovereign state, a sovereign all-powerful state which will be able to maintain order so that the life and liberty of individuals is protected. So people come together to create state. So he talks about a social contract, and through social contracts, individuals create a sovereign state. In fact, he talks about, he says that individuals are civilized by fear of death. They come to their senses only because they know that if everyone is pursuing his limited self-interest, it will lead to insecurity of all. And therefore, fear of death brings them together, civilizes them, and prompts them to create a state, a sovereign authority. He believes that individuals are not guided by reason or intelligence. It is not intelligence which guides individuals to create a state. It is in fact passion and emotion. Passion and emotion which leads to conflict, and in order to overcome conflict, in order to achieve their life and liberty, the individuals they create a state, and they create an absolute power, an absolute authority, the power to protect. So the power to protect is the main concern, is the main reason why an all-powerful state comes into existence. However, Hobbes believes that there is a typical security dilemma. The human condition is the condition of insecurity, of conflict. Now, this human condition leads to creation of an all-powerful state to achieve individual security, but the creation of sovereign state to escape from state of nature, to achieve individual security, that the same state system leads to conflict among states. International state of nature, there is a state of nature which leads to creation of a sovereign state, but once sovereign states are created by different group of people, community of people, which become nation states, but these various states together, they create an international system, and in this international state of nature, anarchy is the preponderant reality. So, anarchy in state of nature leads to creation of sovereign states, but creation of sovereign states leads to international state of nature, which is a state of anarchy. So, while domestic peace is possible, once a state is created, there is domestic peace. The state is able to ensure domestic peace to provide security to all individuals and citizens, but there cannot be any international peace because all states are equal and there is no supreme authority which governs the relations among states. So, international peace is not possible. He basically believes that there is no final solution to problem of politics. This is the security dilemma. The security dilemma which says that in order to come out of the state of nature, individuals create sovereign state and which ensures their individual security, but creation of sovereign states leads to an international state of nature which is anarchical. After Thomas Hobbes, another most important and in fact the most important thinker of our times, classical realist thinker, is Morgenthau. Morgenthau believes that men and women by nature are political animals. They are born to pursue and enjoy power. So, pursuit of power is the core objective of all men and women. Craving of power, search for a relative advantage leads to creation of a secure political space. A territory is something which is created, a territory which means state, because all individuals or men and women who want to maximize their power, but who also want to achieve security, this leads to creation of territorial states. Morgenthau says that security beyond state is not possible. Within the state, security is ensured by all powerful states. But among the states, between the states, security is impossible. Politics is a struggle for power over men, and whatever may be its ultimate aim, power is the immediate goal. This is the definition that Morgenthau gives. He makes a clear distinction between public and private sphere. He believes that public sphere of politics and private sphere of politics or the domestic sphere are very different. He distinguishes between private and public morality. Political ethics allows actions which are not tolerated by private morality. So, political morality or public morality may lead to actions which otherwise are wrong according to private morality. Political leaders are basically responsible for the security and the welfare of their people. For them, that is morality. Truthfulness or not stealing or not attacking, that is not the main concern of leaders of states. For them, the private morality is immaterial. Their main concern is the security of their people and the prosperity of their people. In fact, way back once, Plato said, our rulers will have to make a decision. They may use lies and deceit for good of their subjects. So, good of their subjects is the primary concern of individuals, and in order to achieve good of their subject or security of their subjects, the leaders or rulers can take recourse to things which are otherwise considered immoral. Responsible rulers must know that exercise of political power in foreign affairs involves moral dilemmas and sometimes may lead to evil actions. Political wisdom, according to him, involves prudence, moderation, judgment, resolve, courage, etc. He also talks about tragic dimension of international ethics. Tragic dimension is that sometimes rulers have to take evil actions because they need to prevent a greater evil. Morgenthau is known for his 6 principles. First is that politics is rooted in permanent and unchanging human nature, which is basically self-centered, which is self-regarding and self-interested. Second principle is that politics is an autonomous sphere of action and cannot therefore be reduced to morals. The next principle is self-interest is basic fact of human condition. International politics is an arena of conflicting state interests, but interests are not fixed. Interest can change with time. So, changing interests are another political reality. The fourth principle, according to Morgenthau, is ethics of international relations is a political or situational thing. So, he talks about situational ethics, which is different from private morality. A political leader does not have the same freedom that a private citizen has, because a leader has far more important responsibility of protecting the life, liberty of his people and ensuring their survival and prosperity. Yet another principle of realism, according to Morgenthau, is that leader is responsible to the people who depend on him or her for their safety, for their welfare. The leader is responsible for security and welfare. The responsible state leader should strive to do the best that circumstances permit. So, depending on situation, on circumstances, the leader can adopt policies or take decisions which otherwise may be against what we consider as private morality. Nations can't impose their ideologies on other nations or states, and they cannot employ power to achieve that, to impose their ideology. It threatens international peace and security and could backfire. If you start imposing your own ideologies, that could backfire and threaten the crusading country, the country which is trying to impose its ideology. So, that is something which should be avoided. Statecraft is a sober and uninspiring activity that involves a profound awareness of human limitations, pessimistic knowledge of human beings, of human nature as it is, as it exists, not as we want it to be, not as it should be. That should be at the heart of all human actions, and especially the decisions taken by leaders of rulers should be based on this fundamental fact, this fundamental reality about human nature and about the states, about their survival, about their desire to achieve security and prosperity. So, these are the core principles propounded by Morgenthau. These are some of the important readings that you can consult. In our succeeding lectures, we will critique Morgenthau's theory and talk about other forms of realism. Thank you very much.